Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another interview, which I'm really excited for. Today, I'm here with Samuel, who has been killing it, right? And I'm really excited for you to share your story, your journey with ups and downs, and where you're at right now. Yeah, welcome to the interview. I'm really excited to have you here, Samuel.
Welcome to you, man. So yeah, it's been if I think back, it's been a crazy journey so far. So I remember like I've started to close it was like a year ago, nearly. And damn, so the path was it was kind of crazy. I started off investing in my first mentorship. So it was a time like I was doing my last year of school, and damn, I was like, what am I gonna do the next year? Am I going to work? Because I used to do a little bit of social media marketing, had a company there, but not that important. But I just didn't know what to do. So actually, my mom found out about closing, what it is, and she thought that was really interesting for me. So I just went into a closing call, um, and there was this dude just telling me about what this was, and I thought, why not give it a shot? And that's where I invested in my first mentorship, which was actually really good. But I started off, I did a lot of role plays, really a lot of role plays, like two, 300 role plays.
For people who wonder what's a role play, right? Chronologically, first of all, I feel what you're saying because I was the exact same way in not knowing what I wanted to do after school, right? Just so people know, you're 19. You're just 19, you just finished school. And again, it's I don't think it's often that your parents show you a business model that then changes your life, right? Which is becoming a digital middleman, closer, online sales rep, however you want to call it, right? And yeah, you started with another mentor. You started getting into the space, and how did that go?
Yeah, so I think I've started off did a lot of role plays. So I was like just first 3, 4 months. I had school in the morning, and then like the whole afternoon was just like role plays for like straight 3 months. And then at one point I just thought, why not? Let's just try it. So I started in a B2B social media marketing agency. And damn, I worked there for like 2 months. I had the possibility to like close, but it was like the leads were really bad. I had some reps, so I at least I talked a little bit, but like in 2 months' time, I didn't make one sale. So yeah, it was a tough time, I'd say. Then I had to finish my school. I got the degree, and then I thought, yes, why shouldn't I just start at setting? So I decided, let's start another agency to set. And yeah, things there, this was like the first time where I actually started to earn money. It was like first month, $700.
Just so people know, right, what Samuel is referring to, role plays, which is just training with other people, meaning the exact skill set that you need to be able to close deals online, which is what we do. He trained a lot. He practiced with other people, right? Then started setting, which is basically the pre-stage of preparing people to get on a call with a closer, with a digital middleman, right? So he kind of helped the guys on the sales team, right? And yeah, money wasn't great, but like you said, positive mindset, everything happens for you. Take the learnings. You got reps, you got to practice, you got to hone in your skill, right? You got better and better. But I also want to ask you, after not getting results for the first 1, 2 months, right? Despite having trained for 3 months, right? Which is a lot. What kept you going? Why did you say, oh, I'm not just going to stop and it doesn't work? Why did you continue?
Because already since the first time that I went into this membership, I used this mentorship with other a coach there, I thought I need to make this work. So also when I just made like one sales call, two sales call, three sales calls a day, I was happy without making one penny because I knew that this was the process, this was the path that would bring me to succeed one day or the other. So I, to be honest, thought that it would take me a lot less time, but I knew that it would work out in one way or the other if I just continue doing the thing that I was doing. So reps and sales calls also for not good agencies. Know what I mean?
That's already great advice for people who want to get started, right? We'll get into how things turned out and your results now in just a moment. But again, to be able to get the results, and now I know many people inside our program also look up to you, right? Like, hey, look at Samuel, the numbers he's doing, really good stuff. And you only got there because you were resilient. You kept pushing, you kept learning. If you just start and you don't stop, right, you get there, which is exactly what you did. So yeah, you did just the right thing. How did your path continue from there?
Yeah, then I was just like setting for 2 months. And this was like the first time when I got my first 700 euros. And it was like crazy money for me. So I thought, damn, this shit actually works. I never see those people. I just talk to them online in a complete different country. And it just worked out. And then I thought, okay, now I'm gonna need to do the switch to like the next level. So that was the point where I started to just apply for jobs that I should have never gotten into that were like way out of my league. And I decided to apply there. And I applied for a lot of companies. And then this one dude, he just gave me a shot. And I knew already entering into the interview that I wasn't good enough to actually do it. But I thought, what can I do to convince this guy? And so I don't even know how. I just figured it out. I convinced him and he gave me a shot. That's where closing started seriously for me. That's
And
where I said,
it
yeah.
started because you made the first sale, which was closing this business owner on the fact that you are the right fit. I just had this conversation before I started the interview with you with
Mhm.
another client who said, yeah, man, I'm now having this interview with a business owner, but he's listening to multiple people. I'm like, yeah, you said you're ready to start closing. You're so convinced of the ability and the training and the mentoring that you've received inside our program. I said, do your thing, man. You're just talking to a business owner who has a certain problem, which is that he has too many people interested in his product or service, and he needs help from somebody skilled like yourself to take these calls. And same in my journey. I got a shot in a company that has done 8 figures, doing millions, right? And I'd never closed a deal online ever before. And I showed up and said to the business owner, dude, just give me a shot and you will see what happens. I had total conviction and confidence that I will kill it, right? And it all worked out. Sure, the first few deals I didn't close, but then, right, learning, staying consistent, just like you have, Samuel. I started closing deal after deal and became the highest performing sales rep that business ever had, right? So it's just
Yeah.
about having the right energy and going for it, having confidence. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you did. You got a shot, and yeah,
Yeah. I
things
got
went
the
on from
shot.
there.
And also like the first few calls, they were like terrible. So I remember hearing at them and there were a few leads that I shot them down. I just burned them because I didn't knew what to do. But then that's where I started to like improve that 10-20% that they didn't have that time. So that's the point where I started to just get into, and I started to make the first few same. And I became really good in that team. I became the second best closer. And yeah, so it wasn't really, really good money. So it was like 4K, 4 or 5K was like one of the best months that I ever did. But I was like, it was like crazy money for me at that time. But really like crazy, crazy money. And yeah, then the rest is history.
At what were you at the time? 18 or 19?
No, I had birthday in May, so I was 19 at that time.
Okay, still with 19 years old, right? Working completely remote from home, whilst most other people your age either get into an apprenticeship, right? Like I did at the time, or also just studying at university, sometimes with a perspective, sometimes not knowing what they really want to do, like yourself, like myself back in the time. And you were being your own boss, right? Closing deals online, generating a lot of money for other companies, right? Acquiring a skill set that will pay you for the rest of your life. But you said, hey, I don't want to stop at 4.5K, right? You found out that I was running sales teams because you were applying to different companies. And I
Yeah.
was running the sales team for one of those companies. At the
Yeah.
time, it first didn't work out, but you also realized, hey, this guy is running a coaching business. He has a mentorship. And you said, I'm not doing this for like a month or two, whatever. You've already been consistent in the space. You know you can make money when you're good. And you said, I want to get even better. I want to take the next step. So here again, you invested into yourself, joined the art of closing. And since working together with you, things changed pretty quickly. I'll let you tell that story of what happened after we started working together.
So there were a few things because it was like getting into the companies that you know. For me, I didn't know that this kind of companies even existed at that time. Because I was used to like companies, okay, leads, not the best ones, but I was like flabbergasted when I first entered there. So this was like firstly only of the companies, but also like a little bit of the skill because I knew how to close, but there were some things that I in my mind I just made them a little bit too complicated. And so that's where I can remember you and me sitting on that Zoom where you just told me something about objection handling. And I remember in 1 week I closed like 3 deals or four, and the next week doing the same amount of sales calls, I closed a double of it. And it was nothing overly complicated. It was just a simple thing, but it was like, for me at least, so powerful that I still use it like from now on every day. That's also where like my closing rate and all the rest that you also know because you run the team that just drove up like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And also numbers wise, right? People are sure interested how things progress from there. You said you've been closing for a year and your
Mhm.
best month ever was 4.5K in commission.
I
You
mean,
got a program, right? And I placed you in a business that I was running the sales team for, and your income went up. How much did it go up?
I'm looking at what I made today. Today was a really good day. So I can show you this. Right? So you can see it is like day, and here you have the week.
That's a nice week. That's on track to how much do you think you'll be ending up with this month in total?
This month I'll be like at 130K in volume, of course. I'll be like 110 to 115 in cash collect.
Crazy. And you're making 10% off of that.
I'll make 10% of it, yeah.
So that means no, you're 19 years old, you're making 5 figures a month, just sitting in your home office, closing deals, talking to people, which is a crazy result. I mean, you said you knew how to close already, but just a few tweaks, right? Of course, the right opportunity has more than doubled your income. So yeah, it's been quite a journey and quickly. I mean, first month that we started working together, you got into that business, right? Because I saw your potential. We tweaked a few things in your skill set, right? And the rest is history. And I've no doubt you're gonna achieve much bigger things when it comes to hitting 10K, 15K, 20K, and so on, because you have the right mindset, the right approach. And that's
Yeah.
also something I want to touch on when it comes to giving advice to people who are maybe getting started, right? What advice would you give these people? How can they get started?
I think starting all of this without having 100% clarity is a stupid thing to do. I think that if you want to start doing something, that you'll need to start like for 100%. You got to commit yourself. You got to tell, I don't know, your girlfriend, your family that you're going to start something. And that's when things will change for you. And also, if like you start off the first month, you watch all these videos, get excited, you'll need to stay there. You need to stay consistent. Also, if you start like at the first company, with them here at where you are at your mentorship, you'll get direct access. Where I was, you didn't get that type of connections. So you just need to get started. Do role plays. Just commit yourself, give yourself a time frame, give yourself 6 months where you just get locked in. And I'll guarantee you, if you just do the things that are required to do, there's no possibility that this will not work out for you. Because if you look at every other business model nowadays, if you look at all of the classic ones, dropshipping, I don't know, affiliate marketing, all of that, you're never certainly that a thing will work. But with closing, if you just stay there and you always do it, it will work one day or the other. Because it's like a path that will 100% work. And that's the mindset with which you'll need to get into all of this.
Exactly. Sales is the fairest game in the world. You get exactly what you work for. Because if you're skilled enough, you're at that level, right? You'll get there.
That
Sometimes you're already in sales in a sales job like I was, but you're just not making that money because you're in the wrong opportunity. Sometimes also you have just limiting beliefs that somebody or a mentor needs to help you overcome. For example, Some people may think, oh, I can't get into these offers for whatever reason. And then I show people you can and you should believe in yourself. Some closers tell me, yeah, but I know I'm not that good. I'm like, dude, you're a Porsche, right? Sure, there's a new version coming every year and you're improving constantly, but you're already great. And self-talk is everything. Talk to yourself like you're killing it, because you are and you will, right? So again, staying consistent is everything in this game. People are so often in it for the short term. Like, oh, if I don't get results after 2 months, whatever. Sure. What I always ask people is, if your dream life, which for you, Samuel, you said you couldn't imagine the amount of money that you now make. Now you realize you're about to make way more. But again, for most people listening to this interview, a 19-year-old sitting at home making 10K plus per month by just talking to people, asking questions, is insane to them. They're gonna say again, that's I can't believe this. It's too good to be true, right? He must have gotten lucky or something, right? I think maybe you may have gotten lucky by coming across the art of closing and getting into the program to take you to the next level. But you also it paid off. Things happen for a reason. You stayed there, right? You stayed consistent in pursuing this path of being a digital middleman and closing deals online. And yeah.
I think like the biggest thing that stops people nowadays is just limiting beliefs, thinking that if you actually put in the work, it will not work. But if you get there, and there's no way that it won't work if you commit yourself on doing it. It's the only way. But if you ain't gonna do nothing, then you'll continue working at your job and nothing will ever change. And that when I realized that, that's where I made the change, the flip.
Yeah. Maybe also interesting for people is a bit deeper insight into exactly what you're doing, meaning how does your day look? Like how do you structure what you do and what happens when you have these conversations with people? Tell me a bit more basic what's going on.
So in my day, basically, I just wake up normally, sometimes 6 when I go to the gym, but otherwise just 8 where the calls start for me. Now I know something with thumbs up. Uh, uh, no, I can remove it, but it shouldn't change anything. So I wake up, then first thing I do is just look up at the calendar, look which one I'm gonna talk to, because I have my setters that book in calls when I want it. So I can give my availability, and even when I just want to chill with my girlfriend, I want to go to the gym, I can block this time, and I won't get any calls in that time. But yeah, as I said, I wake up, go to the gym, look up at my calendar, look up at who am I talking to, go into the CRM, look a little bit just for me to have a little bit of clarity. And then I just hop on calls, make a few calls. Sometimes there's no show, then there's an hour where I can like go into myself, watch a little bit what I could improve. And yeah, I just talk. I just talk 5, 6, 7 hours a day. If sometimes I want, there's only 2, 3 hours also on the weekend, sometimes just 2 hours. But yeah, I just wake up, close a lot of deals, and right now I live also a decent life, I'd say.
I'd say so too. I mean, you shared a bit of things of what you are doing with the money that you're making and whatnot. And we've also lined up a trip for you to the beautiful city of Dubai. And it's great to have you here when you'll be coming over. We'll sure make some content when you're here and record that amazing week that we'll be having. You've deserved it, man. Like said, you're killing it at 19 years old, and I'm so happy to be part of your journey and continue, yeah, taking you to the next level, which is I know you will go there. You know yourself, right? Because you've early on built that right mindset of, hey, stay consistent with anything in life. If you just start, you don't stop, you work hard. Everyone who's achieved great things started somewhere, right? And every successful person that I know is successful in the realm of making millions, right? And of course, success is different for everybody, but if you want to make money, sure, people who make millions are role models. They've all started and pursued one thing for the long game, which is doing it, not stopping. And after years, guess what will happen? You'll get better and better and better and achieve great things, right? So, I think it's really inspirational for people to hear your mindset at 19 years old, right? And also what you did. And I'm happy that you joined the program and we've been able to kind of show you what's possible in taking that next step income wise, making you hit 5 figures. And it's been a
I'm
pleasure.
happy that you gave me the possibilities, man.
Also, if you want to share this, I remember that on our first call when it came to you getting going, right? Again,
Yeah.
investing into yourself, taking that next step, you were skeptical and then said, "Oh man, I'm gonna tell you in the next few days, I don't know, whatever." And
Yeah.
we had that conversation, and you said, "Nick, you know what? This feels right. I'm gonna do this." And very quickly, you started texting me, "Man, it paid off. You sent me screenshots. Look at how much I made this week in the last 10 days." I know
Yeah.
there was one period in the past 10 days, 5K. You sent me that screenshot, and you were just on track to hitting your first five-figure month. And yeah, also business-wise, like you said, it was a different game with the leads, the quality of people that you were speaking to. Many people have the misconception of thinking, "Oh, I have to call people and convince them." Is that the case?
No, if you get really into it's more of like helping people and you don't need to convince anything. If someone comes on a call for me and says like try to convince me, I don't need to convince you. I just try and see if the thing that we can offer actually would help you, would be a fit for you. And it's not like Jordan Belfort style sales calls 1994 or what it was. It's just you have someone who comes in with a problem and you try to offer him a solution and you get him a lot of money off it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a sales is a value exchange, right? And the value that you're giving people is positive energy because you're in a frequency where you're able to elevate other people's way of thinking, where they may think it's not possible. I'm hopeless. I can't do it. I never have luck in my life, right? It won't work. I've done this, I've done that, it doesn't work, right? And you by outlining a clear step-by-step plan for people and showing them what is possible, right? Being living proof of that, right? But also just sharing your mindset, your way of thinking. You open people's eyes to what's possible and you help them believe in themselves, think bigger. I've said it before, but the most important sale you'll ever make is selling yourself on the fact that you can achieve your goals, right? Because if you don't believe in yourself, it's very difficult for other people to believe in you. It has to start with you. Sometimes, even when you are hopeless or whatever, someone gives you that spark that helps you change something in your life, right? I mean, you in closing deals, the same. We both know we've changed so many lives through what we're doing. And at the end of that conversation, you don't just get a big lump of money, right, straight into your pocket. You also get a thank you, a genuine thank you of people who you've helped make a positive impact in their life. And yeah, that's the beauty of what we're doing, working remote, making money, but also the value exchange genuinely being there. And yeah, your story, like I said, is really inspiring to a lot of people, I'm sure. So I'm really, really happy to have done this interview with you, Samuel. And let's set some goals. What do you want to hit numbers wise? The next few months, where do you want to be? Right? So maybe when we're here in Dubai together, we can look back at this interview and say, there we go, we continued the journey, continued hitting goals.
So to be honest, for me, just hitting like 2025 would be crazy. I think 2025 would be fucking awesome. So that would be like the number where I say, damn, that's it. Because in my opinion, more than 25K, yes, would be crazy. So this for me would be a goal where I want to get hopefully in 2025.
Let's go.
20,
We have other people inside the art of closing, right? Other clients that are hitting 30K plus, 35K plus months by now. And yeah, you have those role models around you. So I'm happy to keep pushing you and you'll get there, man. I can't wait. I'm really excited. And it's been an amazing interview. And for people who want to get started, right? If you don't know where to go, who to ask, you can reach out to me on Instagram and also just click the link down below when it comes to applying to work one-on-one with me and my team of amazing coaches to achieve results like Samuel did, right? Because again, I've said it many times in this interview, but you're 19, man, that's crazy, right? Already doing these numbers, doing these things. And yeah, sales is the fairest game there is. Put in the work and you'll get what you want. So if you have a reason to change something in your life, you genuinely want to make it happen, this is the vehicle. Because you don't have to run a business and do 20 different things. You just have to do one thing. It's very straightforward, right? Inside our program, you've been there somewhere. We give you a very clear step-by-step plan. And if you want it, you'll execute it and you'll get results. If you don't want it, sure, you can just stop at any point. But if you want to make a change, here's your chance. So take care, guys.